Hello friends, in this exercise we will learn about data validation. Let's first understand what is data validation. Data validation in Excel allows you to set up restrictions for the values that can be entered into a cell. So we will, in this context, we have got different examples here. So let's look at this first example, data validation example number 1. Which deals with restricting entry to a numeric value. That means the cells that you will apply data validation on will accept only numeric values, and if you try to enter some other values like text, etc., they will not accept. So how it has to be done has been briefly explained here. Uh, if you want to study it, you will have to select this range, this colored range, and will have to go to data, and then you will have to click this icon to open up the data validation dialog box. So let's click this icon, this so this data validation dialog box is there in front of you. So it has got 3 tabs. First of all, you should understand this. The first tab is containing the settings of data validation, and the second tab is dealing with the input message. That means if you want to give some message to the user before he inputs the data into the Excel cell, then you can say those things out here. So a dialog box will appear in front of the user, and it will tell the user things related to the input of data. So the title of the dialog box can be entered in this box, and the input message can be typed in this box. So as you can see here, data validation example 1 is the title for this case, and the input message in this case is data validation rule has been applied to this cell, and you must enter a numeric value. So before the user enters this any value into the cells, he will be cautioned. He will be given a message of caution there, and so that he doesn't make a mistake. And if at all he makes a mistake, what will be the next thing? Next thing will be an error message. So the next tab, error alert, sets only that. So error alert after invalid data is entered. So this checkbox is checked, and we are not going to disturb it. We are not going to uncheck it. This ensures that when he enters a data and presses enter key, then only this error will be displayed. Okay. So when user enters invalid data, show this error alert. The style is very important. There are 3 types of the styles. One is a stop, that will stop him from entering the data. Warning means the system, that means Excel will give the user a warning, but he will allow that data to be entered. In the case of information also, the user will be informed about this input of the data, but he will be allowed to enter the data. That means he will not be stopped from entering the wrong data, right? So you should clearly understand as these 3 settings. If you want to stop the user from, you don't want to allow the user to enter the wrong data, then you should use the stop one. Otherwise, you can use these 2. All right. So what will be the title of the dialog box? It is data entry error here in this case, and what will be the error message? You can type in this box, right? So that's all to study. And if you want at any time, to clear the data validation setting, then you can go for clear all option. So if you want to clear the data validation rules set in this range, we can click this clear all option to delete these data validation settings. I am clicking cancel because I don't want to disturb this setting. I am just clicking it, cancel, and I am exiting from here. I will have to apply the same thing out here. Okay, so what was the setting? Let's have another look on that. We will go to data validation, and here look at this, allow. In this section we have used custom setting, and in the custom setting we have used a formula. Formula is each number H10, which is the address of the very first cell of the range. You don't have to use the range here, you just have to use the address of the very first cell of the range, and that is very important to know, and then click OK, right? So this is very important to understand, and that is why I explained you this. I am cancelling it now, so I will have to apply the same thing out here. I will select this range, I will go to data validation, and this dialog box will open here, and I will go to custom now, and here in this formula we will write equal to each error. Within the bracket I will give the address of this cell. So what is the address of this cell? It is I10. It is written here I10. So I will write I and then 10. I will close the bracket and will click OK. Before clicking OK, if you want to set some message, input message, only numeric values, okay, only numeric values are accepted. Okay, this will be the input message, and if the user at all enters a wrong value, then he will be given an error alert. Error alert, I am setting it as oh, no. You have entered a wrong data. Only numeric values are accepted here. So that's it. I am clicking OK. So here, if you click in any of these cells, you will get this input message. This is your input message. Okay, and if you enter a number, like I have entered this number, you have entered a wrong data. It is saying it should not say that because I have perhaps made a mistake. So let's see what is the mistake there. I have selected this. I will go to data validation, and let's check what is in place of each number I have used each error. So this is the mistake. I will just correct it. Each number click OK. So now it is correct. So if you enter number here, it will accept, but if you enter, say, a text here, my name, I am entering and pressing enter key, it is not accepting. You have entered wrong data, only numeric values are accepted here. This is the alert you had given there, used there. So, oh no, you have entered wrong data, only numeric values are accepted here. This is the message. Retry, you can check, you can cancel, or you can take help. So if you retry, look at this, the cursor is blinking in this cell. You can delete this data and you can enter a fresh number, and that will be accepted. But if you enter some other text like Rohan, I'm entering here, again you will encounter the same message. So I'm cancelling it. Okay, so that is how this data validation restricts you from using the wrong data. Okay, so only the correct format of the data, correct type of the data can be typed in the cell where you are using data validation. Okay, in the next example, data validation example 2, we will learn how to restrict the length of a text entry. So here we are using, let's understand, we will study here data validation, what kind of data validation has been used in this range. So for that I have selected this range. I will go to data validation. This dialog box has opened and it is saying allow text length. So text length is the option here. We have selected for the text length data equal to. So equal to does not equal to, greater than, less than, all these settings are there. So here we have selected equal to and equal to. We have typed in the number here 6. So 6 is the length of the string it will accept and not more than that. Okay. So what will be the input message? Input message has not been set here. You can set one for you. Similarly, error alert can also be set. In this case, warning has been given. So text length, I'm giving text length 6. Okay. So I'm making here it will accept only 6 characters. Fine. So that's it. And input message, this cell can accept 6 characters. Fine. I'm replicating the same message in this input box also. Clicking OK. So that's it. This can accept, so I'm clicking anywhere, this input message is appearing here. Okay, and if you enter, I'm deleting all these values now. If I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters, here is the error alert. It will accept only 6 characters. Continue. Do you want to continue? Yes or no? Tell me. So if you say yes, I want to continue. So you continued with this number was accepted because it was the warning type of the alert. So it has accepted your value, even though it gave you this message that you are making a mistake, you are violating the data validation rule, but still it has accepted that value. So you have to understand the difference between, the error alert, the stop type, warning type, and information type. In the case of information also it will be accepted, in the warning also it will be accepted. Okay, so that must be understood clearly. So if I write my name here, Gautam Prasad, and press enter, again I am coming across this error. If I say no, I don't want to continue, so I'm getting my cursor blinking there. I'm deleting. I want Rahul Sharma to appear. Again, it is not acceptable. So if I say I want only Rahul, yes, I want to continue. So Rahul. Again, it is not 6 characters of the length. It is less than that. Only 5 characters are there. So it is not accepting. So if you want, you can cancel it. You can go for another data. Right? If I say Rahula, just to complete 6 characters, and if I press enter key, look at this, as because it was 6 characters in the length, so it has been accepted. Okay, So this way either it is text or number. If it is 6 character wide, then it will be accepted, otherwise it won't. Okay, so you can restrict the data to its character length. Fine. Next example of the data validation is about restricting entry to the range of the whole numbers. So only whole numbers will be accepted and no fractions will be accepted. So here you can learn it by clicking, data validation dialog box will appear. In the setting you can see you have selected whole number as the option here, and data between 1 to 10 only will be accepted and nothing else. Okay, so you can make it 1000 also, as you can change it. Okay, I'm clicking OK. So if I enter a value like 1.1, it is giving you an error. But if I enter 6, press enter key, it has accepted the value. If I write maybe shape 2, okay, then again I am getting an error. So this way it will accept only the whole number. Right? So let's proceed to the next item of the data validation. This is example number 4, where we will restrict the cell entry to the list of values. So where the list will come from. So for that I have written the name of the days of a week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And from this list only the person will have to choose one day. Alright, so how to do that? So it is simple, it is done here, and we will do it for you out here. So now I'm cancelling it. Here, clear all. Okay, so I have cleared the data validation rule. I will set one for us. So we will go to data validation, and then we will go to list this time. Okay, and in this list we will select this list. Okay, and just click OK. So if you click in any of these cells, you will get a drop down list, and if you open this drop down list, you will get the name of these 7 days. So if I select Monday, it will be Monday. If I select Thursday, it will be Thursday. So you will have to pick up this data. So the chances of error in writing of the data, because many people write data in a different way. So if you tell them to write SNTI, they will write in following possible manners. Somebody will write SNTI in a small, somebody in capital, somebody will give single spaces between S and T and I. So somebody will use full stops after each letter. Somebody will make the first letter capital, then the rest other. For the database, all these are different. For a database, all these items are different. So that is why the consistency of the data is not maintained. So if you want to get a consistent data, then you can tell them to pick up from the list where the consistency of the data will be maintained. Okay, but the list can also be made in a different way. Like I am going to data, I'm going to data validation, I'm clearing the existing rules, clicking OK. I've cleared all, but I am using the list. I'm going to use the list once again, but this time I will not use this range. Rather I will use comma to list the everything. So I will write Sunday, comma, Monday, comma, Tuesday, comma, Wednesday, can see, so if you click anywhere, you will find a list, of 7 days. Okay, so if you click Wednesday, Friday, Monday, okay, Tuesday, etc. So this way you can select from the list. This way also you can use the list. No need to go for a list on the sheet. All right. So that's all in the data validation part, and hopefully you have learned it very well and will be able to use in your work area. Thank you very much. Happy learning.